What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and today we've got some screenshots of the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Kingdom Leader WFC-K10 Megatron Beast version. I believe this is supposed to be leader class. From these pics here, again, he looks awesome. I'm going to say this opinion. I do have a rant at the end of this video about Tauntaun and Prime and Prime vs. Prime, because I know a lot of people have been commenting about them getting these figures early, and I also heard that the person that they were getting the figures from got caught or something like that, and there are other people that are trying to get them, and the way that Prime vs. Prime and Tauntaun do business, I think it needs to be addressed, because it hasn't been a while since we've had early releases like this. But here we go. So the Dino mode is a Dino mode. It's purple, but I don't think he transformed it all the way. It looks a little segmented here, and again, this is where I don't like watching Tauntaun videos, even though he gets them early. He's just not a real Transformer collector. He's doing it for views and a little money. Here's the toy from the back, as expected, as it was in Beast Wars. So I don't really see any much difference. It's really not going to bother me. So I'm not even worried about that. Let's move on. Here he is from the back, and actually from the side. From the side, excuse me. He's very minimal. It's not, that's pretty good, for what's expected, being that he is Beast Wars Megatron. Of course he's going to have some kibble. Now, comparison to the Masterpiece, and this is the problem that I had, there's no way to expect the Masterpiece to be, like for the main line to be better than Masterpiece or compared to it. Yes, they do look alike, but as we know with the Masterpiece Megatron, the paint was laser etched or something of that nature. It's a very nice paint job, nice and subtle, and matches the animation to the T. This is the main line to it. They're not going to put all that in there. But he did mention that there's a cannon in the arm of the Kingdom figure that's not present in the Masterpiece figure. But other than that, it's, the Masterpiece does what it does. It's supposed to be almost spot on to the show. Now here's some size comparisons, and then of course we've got Deluxe Cheetor in the what do they call that class now? I still call it Scout class, and I can't think of anything else. The Rat Trap. And yeah, they're appropriately sized, as they should be. He's a dinosaur. He should be towering over, a cheetah, and especially a rat. So the scale is right. So but just to let you see it for yourself. And then of course he's next to Voyager Megatron, and again, he is a leader class. Now, if you're going by the scale of the show, no, Megatron would be towering over Beast Wars Megatron, but in comparison of the scale of what they are, of course, he would be a leader class. And again, here he is next to the Studio 86 series Grimlock, where, of course, Grimlock also turns into a T-Rex, but more mechanical-like, and they are pretty much about the same height. I think Grimlock's still ahead. Looks like he's a little bit of a head bigger there. But that could just be the way he's got in position. But yeah, it looks like Grimlock's a little bit bigger. And here's just a final shot of him, holding up his hands. And I gotta say, it looks nice. Now, the problem with Tauntaun and Prime and Prime vs. Prime, I know everybody's calling them thieves and whatnot. They're not thieves, and I'm not going to defend them, but I'm going to give you it's a little bit of a devil's advocate here. So they're getting toys from someone who's getting them from the factory, which this isn't anything new. If you've ever been on eBay, you know that they used to sell them on eBay quite often in the early 2000s, going up into probably about 2010 or so. You'll see early releases. The problem isn't so much Tauntaun and Prime vs. Prime. The only thing that really kind of gripes a lot of people, and not only a lot of people, because a lot of people watch their reviews, because it's basically free advertisement for Hasbro. their knowledge of the fandom is what the problem is. Their knowledge of the fandom is terrible, and they can try all they want to. They're, opportunists. Just, where you could compare it to Optibotimus, who's an opportunist as well and long-winded, but he does know his Transformers. That's the difference. That's because Optibotimus does the same thing that they do, but he knows his toys. But Prime versus Prime, his Grimlock review was awful because he was like, "Oh, this has the same tooling as the one from Power of the Primes here." No, they don't. It's not even the same. Stop it. And then Tauntaun goes off on his rants, but he doesn't really know anything. They've just figured out a formula. That formula is he who has the toy first gets the most views, gets the clicks, gets the watch time, and it's going to make a little money. And then you take that money, go back and buy another lunchtime special, watch, rinse, and repeat. But the biggest perpetrator who's winning from this is Hasbro. An early leak of a toy is not going to hurt their bottom line. It doesn't do anything to them. And they could put a stop to it. They could go out there and say, hey, get at the people who are releasing these out early, which I apparently heard has happened, where they said that it might be the last one that Tauntaun gets, because apparently the guy got caught in something about Tauntaun might have got him out of jail. But other than that, it's Hasbro's fault. Perfect example, when Apple had the prototype of the iPhone 4 release, and somebody was getting ready to release it to I forgot who it was. This happened back when I actually used to work for Apple. Man, they send the Apple security out there, and they got their stuff back. So it's no excuse for Hasbro to do the same thing. But you also have to remember, there are no conventions right now. There's no NYCC, there's no STCC. The only thing they can do is create their own Fan Fridays. And so what happens is when you get a review from Prime versus Prime or Tauntaun, this is a free advertisement for a toy that's not released yet, which is not going to hurt their bottom line. In fact, it's going to guarantee them sales, because people are now going to see the toy in action, what they've already seen in pictures, and they're going to go, man, I'm going to go out and buy it. So the whole ethical argument, you can't argue that. The only thing you can argue is the fact that they don't know jack about what they're reviewing. They really don't. I don't care. I would love to debate them one-on-one. I'd destroy them because they don't know nothing. Okay? Give me the toy and let me review it. And Hasbro can fix this. All they got to do is get somebody who's in the fandom who knows how to transform a transformer, and they could do a review on their channel and be done with it. Hasbro can do literally a review of any one of the new figures that are supposed to be released, and that can take care of it. They just need to hire somebody that knows how to transform it. I mean, they're piss poor with their channel as far as like a 2-minute review of a toy that they make. So you can't get mad. If Hasbro wants to stop it, they'll stop it. If not, look how many of the leaks they've done and come out, and look how many views they have gotten over time. So you can't blame anyone. You can't. I don't really get mad at Tauntaun and Prime versus Prime for making the videos, because they got the figure. What are they supposed to do but make a video? If I got the figure early, I would do the same thing. I'm going to tell you that now. And I used to buy figures early every now and then, but I just don't like overpaying so much to the point where I'm spending 6-7 times the price of the figure. And if I get it back in the days when they used to do it like in Energon and Armada and Cybertron, people were paying 4 or 5 times the price of the toy. Some people paying hundreds of dollars for a toy that's $9.99 back in the days of when deluxes were $9.99. So, it's all about what you want to do and how you want to spend your money. And if you got a Connect that's in there and you're going to be able to get it, you're going to do it. Everybody wants these toys. The distribution is terrible thanks to the Panoramic and, of course, Covidia. So, with all that being said, Hasbro's the one that wins, because they know when you watch Tauntaun or Prime versus Prime's video, even though they are, to me, piss poor reviewers, you're still going to see the toy in action. You're going to see everything that it does, and you're going to be more compelled to buy it. So my opinion is basically, you can't. If Hasbro's not going to stop it, why, make a big deal about it? Probably the worst thing is that they take the same toys they review and try to resell it to other reviewers, which, that's up to the reviewer to buy it. But I think that reviewer that actually is buying that same figure that they've already reviewed is not going to get as many views, and they're really not getting their money's worth as probably Tauntaun and Prime versus Prime do, because it, like I said, it's a cycle, it's a circle. It's going to come back to them no matter what. They're not really going to lose anything because they'll make enough ad revenue from their views to go out and buy these figures from the ones that are, leaking them from the factory. So in my opinion, hey, it's up to Hasbro to stop it. If not, we just got to let it go. I mean, the only thing I can say about them is they're just piss poor reviewers, in my opinion, and that's that. So what are your thoughts about the new figure here? Leave them down in the comments below. And thanks for watching. This is Super Robot Ed. Have a nice night and a great day, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you soon.